focus on small business. And we try and make your business more successful because that, for so many Australians, is the cornerstone of their wealth building. And today we're going to focus on customer service. How to build the proper brand and leverage that brand in your small business through to great customer service. And joining me is one of the experts of Kochie's Business Builders. Don't forget, midday every Sunday afternoon on the 7 Network, Australia's only small business program designed for small business owners. Tony Eads is our brand and customer service guru, and he joins me now. Tony, good to catch up. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, David. Always great to catch up.
Now, let's focus on customer service because that has become such a foundation of success in small business. And one of the things that you've been preaching to me for so long is that it's no longer about customer service, it's about a customer experience. Just explain the difference there.
Yeah, you're right. 100%, David. It is about experience. I think that, we used to always talk about service, and to me, service always means, you've done a transaction and therefore now you're actually doing, a service, whereas experience is about the fact that people are really having an experience with your brand. I believe nowadays it's not so much that people buy products, they buy a brand experience. So I think it's just so important that we focus on that, because they reckon on average 66% of customers switch companies due to poor service or a poor experience.
Okay, so who's driving this change for customer experience? Is it younger customers? Is it the millennials? Are they a different sort of generation of customer that we need to appreciate the differences?
I think we do. I think, to be honest, the answer to that question is consumers generally are starting to become more savvy. As you know, they've got the internet at their tips, so 80% generally of the buying process is now done online before they even speak to a company or a vendor. And I think the millennials are a prime example of this. They're such an important part of what we do in terms of marketing, in terms of what we do for customer service, because 40% of the workforce by 2020 will be millennial.
Wow.
And these guys don't like advertising. They don't like information. They get their information from blogs and social. They don't want to be sold to anymore. So I think we need to understand that, millennials particularly, we need to understand behavioural marketing, where they're buying, the kind of buying journey and personalising their experience, because they're really looking at having a relationship, if you like, with the business rather than just being a number, a transaction.
Okay, so if they don't like advertising, they go to blogs and social. How do you change your marketing as a small business owner?
So that is the challenge, David, for a lot of businesses now, because these guys, and not just them, we don't want to just single out the poor old millennials. I mean, there's a lot of us now that are doing this, that we've moved from multi-channel, where we used to have a particular mode of communication, a particular channel. Now we've become omni-channel. So the millennials, for example, are jumping from one channel to another. So they might go onto a Facebook feed. They might then go onto a blog, as you said before. They might then jump on the website, do a bit of a Google search. So they're kind of jumping from channel to channel. So the challenge for businesses today is having a message that is congruent across all those different channels, and representing your message across those channels so they're relevant.
Yep.
And for business, it's a challenge.
And they're so tech savvy that they can be across a couple of channels all at once. So, the second screen, for example, watching television and being on your smartphone at the same time, checking your Facebook, going onto YouTube, that sort of stuff.
Well, these guys, again, the millennials, are guilty of checking their smartphone, you believe, on average 43 times a day.
Wow.
I mean, these guys live on these devices. So, if you got, like me, teenage or young adult kids, you just know that they are multi-channel and multi-device. You're right. So, they want that kind of communication with a brand, sort of almost in real time, instantaneously. And that's the challenge for businesses today. Is we really need technology on our side, and there's platforms out there. There's things like Hootsuite, for example, which is a great social platform that actually gives you a barometer of what your current kind of social status is, whether it's positive or negative. So we need to really embrace all this technology, and we can't do it manually. We need technology on our side.
Okay, so the steps are everything you do has got to be mobile enabled.
Yep.
Websites, the whole lot. You've got to have a presence on social, like Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, and know that, and I suppose you'd also be on the lookout for new technologies coming through, and take an interest in it, learn about them, and understand how to use them for different parts of your business.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also, to add to that, is thinking about, okay, once you've got all those channels, what's your message going to be? And Simon Sinek talks about the golden circle, about starting with why. And I think that's so important for businesses today to understand that generally people don't buy what you do or how you do it, they buy why you do it. So, especially the millennials and a lot of us are now engaging and connecting with brands because we believe in what they believe in.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to move away from selling products and start selling your story, which is really what people want to hear.
Your story and your expertise. I remember interviewing Jerry Harvey years and years ago, and saying, mate, why do you do your ads on TV? This is when he used to do it, because I thought he looked a bit of an idiot doing the ads. And I did mention this to him in the interview. I said, some people say you look a bit of an idiot. And he said, people love me doing the ads for Harvey Norman because they know a living, breathing human being is behind that business and behind that brand who is taking care of customers. And he said the biggest mistake small business owners make is that they hide themselves in the business rather than put themselves out there and say, hey, this is my expertise, these are my experiences, this is why I love you as a customer.
Exactly, and what Jerry's done there as well is he's given his brand an actual personality.
Yeah.
That personality, whether he's a great presenter or not, it's honesty. You're putting everything front and forward, and I think as brands and businesses, we need to be more transparent because the consumers, like I was saying earlier on in the interview, is that people are more savvy than they've ever been before. They only have to jump onto Google and they can find anything and everything about your business. So they're more in tune with you than you realise. So be honest and transparent about what you believe in.
Yep, absolutely. And they're looking, as you said before, not just a product, but who's behind the product? What do you stand for? Do you have values that align with mine? It's a whole range of things in that decision making at the moment, and using social and understanding the difference between, say, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat can really help build your brand.
It is, because you just can't avoid, I speak to businesses a lot, and some of them are still not knowing how to get involved in social. The message you've got to get involved in social. You just have to pick one channel to start with and then go to the next channel. But understanding your buyer persona, as we call it, like where do your particular customers or prospects go for information? And that's the channel you start with. And start to put content out there. And then focus on customer service in terms of once you've actually got that customer on board, we call it delighting the customer. A lot of people do the transaction, forget about them, but that's your gold. That goes in you would have heard of in the US. A fantastic shoe company, they have a record for the longest amount that an employee spent with a customer, 10 hours and 43 minutes aiding a customer. And they solved the problem with the customer in the first few minutes, but then they spent the next 10 hours connecting with the customer, building that long-term kind of relationship and understanding, because they believe in the value of the customer for life, not just that one transaction. And
reacting to criticism, doing something about it can be equally as powerful. Whenever I go on TripAdvisor and someone has bagged a hotel or a restaurant, and the hotel or restaurant has come back and explained the situation and really worked to rebuild the relationship, I reckon that's more powerful. I usually say, well, they're pretty good because they listen to their customers. Yeah,
well, doesn't that strengthen your understanding of the brand? So now it's not just, I think we think of glossy brochures and TV ads and all this kind of stuff, but the core part of a brand, where everyone makes mistakes, things happen, being honest about it and sharing with it. The worst thing you can do is ignore it and let this thing go viral, and then people think they just don't care about the customer.
Yep, totally agree. Tony, great to catch up. Really appreciate your time this morning on Your Money into Your Life. Good to see you.
David.
All right, Tony Eads, part of our team of experts at Kochie's Business Builders, our small business TV program, which is on every Sunday at midday on the 7 Network.